Hello crafters, it's Julia Fair and Fair's Craft Lair, and I am live with a YouTube, I keep saying YouTube because I put these up on YouTube also. I'm here with Facebook Live today. If you're interested in any of the products that I have, be sure to contact me. I will also have all my measurements listed on my blog in the coming days. So I did a three-day series showing you how to do Step It Up cards. So this is the basic stamping with stamp ink and paper, so for simple stamping. And it just uses two ink colors, and I used Rococo Rose and Pear Pizzazz, and I absolutely love it. But it's very simple, and so for somebody who's a beginner or doesn't have a lot of products, that's a great way to start. Yesterday's blog was showing you how to step it up a little bit. So now we're cutting our cardstock and adding a couple layers and adding, an embellishment. The stamping is still the same. So that's for somebody who may have a few more craft supplies. We call that a casual crafter. And then finally we have something for more of the avid crafter who has lots of supplies at home. If you like crafting a lot but you don't have a lot of time, you can still make something like this. It just depends on what supplies you want to have and how much space you want your stuff to take up or whatnot. So I did use some framelit dies on this, and so that means the need to have a die cutting machine would be there. We have punch elements, and so also that means another color of cardstock. So this would be kind of the third level up. It's still fairly simple. I didn't do a whole lot with that. So instead of making these again today, I'm doing another set with the Delightful Day, and I thought I'd show you with some full size. So this stamp set is great because it has elements that can be layered, and they're small enough, but there's some larger sentiments, which is great. So you can kind of build things with this stamp set, and I really love that about it. So it is a bundle that you can use. Comes with a punch, and it's a tag topper punch, which is awesome. And I've kind of shown you that before. Alright, so I just have a Whisper White thick cardstock, and today I'm going to the other in colors rather than the new ones because I needed to switch it up. And I just took this dot texture, and what I'm going to do is stamp that pretty randomly. I'm not even going to be too particular. Okay, so I just put that across the top. Alright, fairly simple, not taking a lot of time. And then I'm using the Wishing You a Delightful Birthday sentiment. And remember, if you're stamping with these for the first time, you may want to stamp off. Hopefully my head didn't get in the frame, and I'm just going to put that down on the left. Okay, there we go. And what I'm going to do then is take some of the Call Me Clover. This is Call Me Clover ink, and I'm going to take Call Me Clover ribbon and wrap it around my base. Take my snips. And this is the hard part for me. So if I were a beginning crafter, I'd still want some bling for my cards. So this is a great way, just getting a bolt of ribbon that coordinates with the colors that you purchased is a great way to do that. And it doesn't add a lot of stuff that you need to mess with it. You know it's going to go with it, and that's one of the big things that I love about Stampin' Up! Is that I know if I get something in that color, it's gonna match it no matter what. They coordinate everything super well. Alright, so I'm just gonna snip the ends off. Of course, I'd take a little bit more time and make sure it wasn't so loose. Or if you have a little bit of adhesive, you can put a little bit of adhesive on the back of that if you don't want to mess with the bow. Alright, but I just simply tied that around the base. Okay, and I could slide this up, and it's just this, it's separating the space from where I did the texture stamping from where I did the sentiment. And that's a very easy card to design. Okay, so let's set that up. Alright, now I have two layers instead of one. Alright, here's my base, and here's my first layer. And I'm going to do my stamping on this layer, okay? So this is going to make things a little bit different. Still going to do my stamping in the same spot. Again, hopefully my head isn't in the picture. Okay. Now, because I'm doing layers, I'm also going to do a little bit of extra with some ribbon. Okay? And because I'm doing layers now, I'm going to need adhesive to be able to put it together. So I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of that. Hopefully I didn't go off frame. Oh, my poor Snickers. He's like, everybody left me. If you hear him, he's in the kitchen. I just put him in the kitchen. So, alright, so I'm going to do that, but I'm going to also take my other ribbon and go on top. Okay? So, need a couple more glue dots. These are mini glue dots. I'm going to put them to the inside of the ribbon that I already put on the back. There we go. Attach one of these down. And then fold it over. Goes right down the middle. Okay, now I have two options for this. I could either just use snail and make it flat on the card, or I can pop it up. I think I'm going to go with snail right now because this is a pretty large piece to pop up with dimensionals. And yeah, I don't want to use that many dimensionals right now. So I still could add my bow if I want to. Actually, I may do that because I probably would like that. I think I have a green. But because I tack these on the back side, it's going to make it a little easier to tie my bow now. So let's see if I can do that. I'm not even tying like the first loop around. I'm just going straight into bow mode, as I call it. I learned that from Michelle Irini. It keeps the bulk down on your card. Your knots can get pretty thick, and so if you just go straight into bow, the bow mode as I call it, it'll make your card less bulky. Alright, so that's the second one. Alright, the third one we're going to add some more layers. Okay, so we got two ribbons on this one and an extra layer. Okay. Alright. Now, you see what I'm going for here? Okay. So, first of all, we're going to add some interest on the inside. Okay, I'm going to add some detail. There we go. So that's going to go on the inside of the card. And look, I am using colored cardstock now as my base. So I do need to, this is pretty dark, so it's really hard to write on and make it show up. So I need to add a layer on the inside. But if you're going to do that, sometimes it's really fun to actually make them pretty. You know, why not stamp on the inside of the card? That just adds so much cool stuff for people. I forgot to put my phone on silent again. All right, on here, let's see, I'm going to, I didn't plan all this out, so you get to see me kind of designing as I was like, oh, I want to do it this way, oh, I want to do it this way, but I didn't make these cards yet, so you're getting to see me actually design on camera, which I kind of like to do a lot. It's more fun that way. Alright, so let's do green on green, And again, I know it's going to match because Stampin' Up! Does a great job of making sure that everything matches. Again, I can't look at my comments right this second, but if you do leave me a comment, my goodness, my phone is going nuts. Sorry, guys. If you do leave me a comment, I will go back and, or question, I do go back and look at everything, so please do, let me know if you got any questions or if you have a comment. What color would you do this with? I'm choosing a green. Green, this is I feel like my whole yard is pretty much this color right now, this color green. And I love it. But, this isn't everybody's favorite color. You may not choose to use this color. What would your Stampin' Up! Color of choice be to do something like this? Or do you have specific colors? Maybe you change it for someone, based on whose birthday you're stamping for. So this is a great birthday card. It's pretty easy to do. I like green because it's neutral as far as, it could be for a guy or for a girl. And there's nothing in here that's super, super girly, so I could use this for either. That's kind of why I'm choosing to do that. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing. I'm not going to use dimensionals on this one either, simply because that's a really big panel to pop up, but you certainly could, and I have done that before. I do pop up large pieces like this with dimensionals. I just don't really feel like doing it right now. Let me get on camera, make sure what I'm doing is got kind of a learning curve going on as far as remembering to do stuff on the camera. I'll get there. Alright, so the other thing I could do is maybe add some rhinestones. Okay, I could do a whole host of things to add some cool extra fun or extra bling to this. For the sake of time on the camera, I want to keep it simple for you guys. And I love doing all sorts of things with all sorts of products, but I kind of like giving you guys, a few techniques to do here and there, and you get to choose how you want to do it. And if, cards are a little too over the top, sometimes I feel like when I look at somebody's project, I'm like, oh, that's really cool, but holy cow, how many things do I need to pull out to do that? I don't want to have to pull out 50 different products in order to make a card. So I try really hard when I'm designing for you guys to not do that, so that it's something that's accessible for you. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the base. It looks like it's centered. Alright, and we're just going to do the bow again. I've got an extra piece here. I keep forgetting about it. Okay, so I'm going to show you real quick how we did this. So normally people would kind of go and tie a knot first. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to start making my loops. So that's what I was talking about. I'm going to make my loop, and I like to wrap from the back side around to the front. I find that it makes my bows lay really nicely when I do that. And it depends on the ribbon, I'll say that. But this tends to help a lot. Make my ribbon lay really nicely. And I can let that kind of be flying away. I don't mind. Sometimes they're cute if the bows are kind of flying all over the place. Don't mind that at all. Okay, I could be particular and make it go like this. So adding bows is probably a more feminine thing to do. So if you don't want it to be super feminine for someone, I'm just going to put a glue dot underneath that to help secure it so that it kind of stays in place, because that ribbon feels a little floppy. There, and now it'll stay just like that. If you didn't want to do that, you could certainly add some of our other embellishments. You could do like the braided linen trim. That would add another neutral color to this, but it would be something that's a little bit, more gender neutral. So anyway, I hope that you have enjoyed this series. Give me some feedback if you like what I did for this series. I would definitely appreciate knowing if you guys like this. I'm planning to continue it, but that's on the basis that I feel like it's something that you as my customer base or my viewers would enjoy being able to see and or would use in your own crafting. So yeah, I appreciate that. And tell me what color you'd use for this. And yeah, so anyway, I hope you have a great Tuesday this week, and I will see you next time.